Greetings, YouTube. This is the Truth Barrel 1 speaking, and this is going to be a response to the video "Foreign Black Women Not Any Better Than American Black Women" by Rick Scorpio 1. And I've been thinking about this for a while, actually, and I even thought about doing a video on it before. Because I hear black dudes a lot of times bigging up foreign black women over American black women. You know, saying like, in order to get a good, you have to find a good black woman, then you have to get one from a foreign country, or you have to meet one from overseas. You gotta get one from a different culture. They're different. They got their heads on straight. They act right. And I hear all this, and sometimes I wonder if these guys actually had any regular contact with foreign black women. Because me, I've been around. I guess I've been around a lot of foreign black women. Either like directly foreign, or they came from a foreign family. And I gotta say that there's not really that much of a difference between the American sisters and the foreign ones. And I used to be on that bandwagon too. Like I used to believe that foreign black women were the total opposite of American ones. But I guess that was before I got more and more experience with foreign black women. You know, cause I've been around a lot of them. I've been a lot of them, like especially in college, and I've probably been around just as many foreign black women as I have American ones. Probably not that much of a difference. And I gotta say, there's not really a hell of a lot of difference between the two. And in some respects, foreign black women can be even worse than American black women. I mean, like, in particular, like African and Caribbean women, I know that they take the white male worship thing to even far new heights than what the average black woman can. The average American black woman does. I mean, American black women big up white men a lot, but I know some African Caribbean women, they take on this whole new religious zeal to adore everything white and male. I feel like they take the white male idolization to the third power or something. I mean, not all of them, but a good number. Like out of all the foreign black women I know, if I'd make a rough estimate, I say about 1 out of every 2 of them are just as bad as American black women, if not worse. So I'm just saying. Well, from my observation, it's about half of them. I mean, from my personal observations. Like, then you have the then you have the black women who live in European countries or other westernized societies who basically no different because a lot of them are they're living in the same type of society that American black women are in, and a lot of these women who live in those European countries are a lot of them are African Caribbean immigrants or children of African Caribbean immigrants, and so they have the same mindset. And then you have black women in Latin America, which is a whole nother animal altogether. And these black women are really not the opportune group to go to. Because one thing I keep in mind is this, like out of the entire global black population, I would say that black Latinos in general are the most self-hating of all blacks. And the funny thing about that is that that's where most of the African slaves were taken, to Latin America. But out of all the descendants of the African diaspora, the Afro-Latinos, from what I've seen, and from what other people have seen, are the most self-hating, to the point that many of them will deny being black, or deny any African ancestry. And the funny thing is, it's like the darker they are, the more they deny it, and the more the blacker they are, the more hostile they are towards black people. A lot of them would rather set themselves on fire and then jump out of a fucking window before calling themselves black. And not all of them. So I don't want any Afro-Latino coming up and say, "Well, I'm not like that." Yes, you're not like, you may not be like that, but a lot of them are, and you know it. And you gotta understand a big reason for that is because Latin American culture in general is very color struck and very anti-black. So all that hatred for dark skin has deeply rooted in many, if not most, Afro-Latinos. And a lot of these Latino countries are very racist, and I think in Mexico, in particular Mexico, I think Mexico they still got stamps that portray black people as monkeys and shit. And the way this plays out in black Latinas is that they have the worst case of white is right syndrome, worse than any other black demographic I've seen. A lot of black Latinas are taught by their families to date white or damn near close to it, or better yet, just don't date anybody dark skinned, because they're encouraged to lighten up the gene pool. And as a black man, you probably have a much better chance of getting with a whiter looking Latino than getting with a whiter looking Latino than getting with a black one. Because all of the Latinas that I would have been cool with were the lighter skinned ones. The darkest, the black Latinas, or the dark skinned ones, those were the ones who wanted to act like they wanted to distance themselves from other black people, because they're only interested in becoming friendly with white looking dudes, or are as close to white as they can get, and they have no interest at all with fucking with regular black dudes. Oh yeah, and you're right. Panamanians are by far the worst of all of them. Out of all the black Latino, out of all the self-hating black Latinos, Panamanians are definitely at the top of the list. And I remember the first thing about this, years ago from my black Spanish teacher. You'll find Panamanians as dark as midnight, but then look at you crazy when you call them black. And I don't see that. I really don't see that in any other demographic of black people, because while I may see a lot of, while in other black groups there may be a lot of white worshipers, and there may be a lot of self-haters too, but in general they don't deny being black. Like, they at least accept that part. Well, Afro-Latinos deny like a motherfucker. So in conclusion, what I'm saying is this: when it comes to black men finding good black women to date, or black women who be good to us, yeah, black men are kind of fucked. Yeah, we're kind of screwed in that area, and the reason that is because we have to accept this. We have to accept the fact that there is no place on earth, there's no demographic, pretty much no demographic of black people who have not been infected by white supremacy. I mean, look, white supremacist dogma has pretty much spread throughout the entire world. So the whole white men are great and black men are scum line of thinking is present in the minds of most black women, regardless of what country they're from, regardless of what culture they grew up in, regardless of what language they speak, so on and so on. And that's just the fact of the matter. And we gotta understand that. I mean, this is an international sickness that affects black women all over the world. Now, with that being said, despite all the flaws I mentioned in foreign black women, I still have to admit that your chances of finding a good woman in these among foreign black women is still considerably better than with American black women. I mean, despite all the faults, you still have a higher probability of finding a mentally and emotionally healthy black woman among among foreign black women. And yeah, a lot of them are just as fucked up as black women, as American black women. But then again, a lot of them aren't. So I'm just saying, I wouldn't rule them out completely. I wasn't trying to say that, and that wasn't really the point of the video, to rule them out completely. To end off on a positive note, there's still a lot of hope. There's still a lot of hope among these foreigners, among these foreign black women, than as compared to the American ones. Yeah, so I hope I didn't depress anyone. This has been another public service announcement by the Truth Bearer 1. Peace.